start using EndNote, let's have a look at creating libraries, or you may prefer to create groups within libraries and organise all your referencing that way. But again, you've got choices. So first of all, you can see at the top here, I've got topic and medical, and I've got the EndNote library there for that. And on the left here, I've got my groups and my folders, which I'll go into later on in the video tutorial. Now I've got a couple of choices here really. If I've got topic medical, I can then add all my medical referencing into this one library by clicking on my groups, selecting create groups from there. Or you might decide you want to choose different libraries. They can get quite complicated if you've got various libraries because you have to keep switching between them to bring up your various referencing. So if you're doing a degree, say on business, why not keep it in one library and separate everything with my groups? But let me show you how to create different libraries if you need to anyway. Go to the top where it says EndNote X7, and on the right you've got the file option. Tap that. Now to create a new library, click new. So I'm going to tap new. Before I do, you could select open library, one that you've created before, or these are libraries that I've created quite recently. As you can see, business studies and topic medical, which is the one I've currently got open. So if I was to click on business studies, and then the business studies library will pop up, and then I can right click and create my groups in there. So I'll just pop in there law. Now go back up to file. I'm actually going to close that library, so now I can select the shortcut command W or select close library. Now let me show you how to create different libraries. So again, you might want to do this to separate different topics, or for example you may do a different degree or a different source of learning, so you need different libraries. Or various people might be using your Mac and you can have different libraries for them doing their referencing. Either way, this is how you do it. Go up to file and select new. Now this window pops open, save as, so give a name to your new library. I just call that media. Now you see underneath here, it's going to save into your documents folder, as you can see from here. Always remember where you're saving all your files to. So I'm now going to click save, and it's going to save a folder data for media and also the file that I use EndNote to open it, which I'll show you in a second. So tap that, and there you can see I've got my new media library. Now if I go back to file and click open library, it will take me back to my documents, or you can always find it on the left here, and you can see these little highlight options here with the icons EN. These are your different libraries. I've got media, business studies, and I've also got topics, so I can choose which one I want to open. So I'm going to select topic, and any reference I've got from my groups now will be listed here, then I can carry on with my referencing. Right, let's start using EndNote. Today I'm looking at EndNote 7 and using it in Word 2011 on the Mac. So first thing you need to do once you've installed EndNote is open up Word 2011, go up to your ribbon at the top and select right at the very top Tools option, and then you'll see the EndNote 7 option there. Once you've installed it, then you can access the information there on the right, including insert citations. But I'm going to click off that. I like to use this option. Go to the ribbon, do a two-finger tap or control right click on the trackpad. To do a right click, select Tools and select EndNote 7. Brings up this nice little toolbar which I can hold the left button and drag where I want. This makes life a lot easier to jump back and forth from EndNote and inserting your citations and choosing your reference style. So let's now go to EndNote. So I'm going to click the 7 button there, it takes me to EndNote. We're going to have a look from right to left to start off with. On the very right here, if I click this button here, we have an option where if I click Write PDF, this will show you PDFs that you've got attached to your references. Or I can choose bottom split and have at the bottom of my screen. And you can choose exactly how you want to set that up. Or write preview there. What happens is when you download references, you can all download attachments with them, be it portable document format or even hyperlinks. So they'll be all stored there and you'll be able to access them and see them. Bottom right hand corner here, you can see your reference styles there, and you can select another one by selecting that option there and then choose what you want. You can also type in there to find your reference style. You can also download reference styles from EndNote webpage if you can't find exactly what you're looking for. The W button there does what it basically says. It will send you back to your word processor. This will format your reference styles if you need to add or take anything away from your references. This will insert citations once you've highlighted one and you've found one. To the left now, this button will copy over any references you've found into organised folders, which I've not created yet. You see here on the left I've got my groups and new group set. I can create them in a minute, which I'll show you. The next option is integrated my library and online search. So if I click it, you can see I've got my folders when I add them. I've also got the search options here when I can search for specific references from different sites. The end option here is just my library, just my folders, not integrated. This option is to add a new reference that you can't find. Click on that and then you can add the required information. Obviously make sure you choose the correct source with the drop down menu here. Once you've copied over your references from the sources you found, you'll store them into my library. Now, if they've been stored there for a while, you can use the Find Reference Update option here, and then that will look for any updates on that reference for you and update it. This option here finds the full text, be it portable document format or the hyperlink to the actual reference for you, and it will update it for you. And this will synchronise your desktop and online EndNote libraries as well. So, let's give it a go. First we'll look at the search options here. Now if we click the drop down menu here, we can save searches, load searches you've done before, set default searches. Now you can choose what you want to search for. As you can see, we've got quite a few from author all the way down. For example, you might want to look for author, pop in the name there. So it's going to look for any authors with the name Smith in it. Then you can even add a year to that if you want, and you can put a year there, 1998 for example. And if you want to, you can even add a title. So I'll go back to the integrated option here and we do a search. In fact, I'm just going to go to the online search here so you can see that more clearly. Click more here at the bottom and then you can add required websites to search for journals or books. I'm going to use Yale. I need something to search for. I'm just going to do author. I know it's kind of random, so I'm going to find quite a lot, and I'll click enter. It's going to be checking the Yale. As you can see, it's found more than enough there. I'm just going to minimize that to 10 and click OK. See bottom left here, Yale. It's going to look for 10 references, all containing Smith. And there we go. There's 10. So that's my first search. So I can click on the ones I want. If you want to check them, as I click in, see the right hand corner here, you see it's come up here with the information for that reference, and if I scroll down you can see all the information required for my reference. Scroll back up and again you can always change that how you want to see that. So I'm going to double tap that. It brings up the information for the reference, so I can add various information that might be missing or stuff that I might need to change for my reference. You can add there. Also you can have any attachments that will be listed there as well. I'm going to highlight what I want, so I'm going to randomly hold command and just highlight a few. Once I've highlighted them, come up to this option here. If say copy to local library, so if I tap that, that will copy to local library. But as you probably noticed, I haven't actually added any folders yet, so it's a good idea to click back to my library, click on my groups, and then add some folders there. So let's create a group first. I should just call this Yale for now. Also in groups, you've noticed you've got something called Smart Group. You can create up a Smart Group, so for example you can create a search criteria where you specify the name, year, or whatever you want information. On the integrated option where you've got my library and the online search, you'll automatically copy that criteria straight into a folder for you automatically, saving you to have to filter them out. So I'm going to leave that in Yale and I'm going to go back to my search. Now again I'm going to highlight command the references that I want. Then we'll click this button here, copy to local library, click copy, and now if I go to my local library, there they are copied. So now I can drag them where I want, As they're already highlighted, hold the left button. I'm going to drag them into Yale. Click into Yale, and there they all are. While I'm there, I'm just going to come up to the option here and click Find Full Text. Let it do a search, as you can see, bottom left hand corner, and try and find any PDFs or URLs, and it's found nothing there, so that's no problem. So now I've got 5 references. I'm ready to go. So let's click back to Word Processor by using the button here, and let's put an imaginary quote in. That will do. Go back to EndNote. Select the reference you want to use, and then select the Insert Citation option. And there's your citation. Now you see it doesn't automatically format your citation and create your reference list, because if I come to bibliography, I've got it instant formatting turned off. So if I click this button to turn it on, and this is what it will give me. Bear in mind you want to change the option here, the Latin, because this is telling you there's a lot more than one author for that specific reference. But I'll show you how to do that in a minute with output styles. So there you go, that's nice and easy to create your references. Now let me go back to EndNote, and I'm going to go up to the edit option at the top, the drop down menu, and go to output styles, and I'm going to select Open Style Manager. I've got Harvard there. I'm going to edit Harvard, and then as you can see down here, I can then start editing that style by clicking on the submenus underneath. For example, author list you can change, and there's the abbreviation I was just telling you about. You can change author name, first author, other authors, and capitalization below. Also your numbering scheme and your sort order. Don't sort or author plus title. You can choose how you want that. And then you have your bibliography options here, and you can see your bibliography options here for journals, books. So you actually click into that and change that if you need to. So as you can see, you can personalize your styles to your specific university or college. So I'm going to close that, and I'm going to go back to the search option again. I'm going to do another quick search. So we've been to Yale, let's go to PubMed. I shall leave it on Smith. I'm going to break it down a little bit and put a year in, and then I'm going to click the enter button to search. So it's found 4,074, so let's break that down to just 15 for now. Click OK. Wait for it to do its search. There you go, 15, and if you see PubMed highlighted, you see it's found 15. So let's have a look. So I can click on the second option here. If I double tap that, it brings it up, and if I go down to the editor, you can see you've got Smith in there as well. So I've kind of put that random with the name. You can really break it down to specifics if need be using the search criteria. So again, I need to look at what I want. So again, I'm just going to hold shift and highlight a view, and I'm going to press this button here to copy to my local library. So I've pressed the plus button. So now if I go to my local library, you can see the references have been copied over. So now what I can do is copy them into specific folders if need be. So I've got my groups, go back up to groups, create a new group. I'm just going to call this PubMed. Obviously you'll organise into specifically what you're doing, subjects. So PubMed, so I've copied them over, copied references. I can then highlight them, hold shift down, hold the left button and drag them into PubMed. And there you go. I'm starting to index my references, ready to cite my work as I go along. So again, I've got PubMed. So if I come up the top and click the W to take me back to my word processor, I'll actually go back up to bibliography, and I'm going to turn formatting off for now, because I don't want to do it. So let's create something to be referenced. I'll make something up again. Again with the cursor at the end, go to EndNote, select the reference you require, and select the insert citation, and it's done. So remember, once you've done all your citations, you can click bibliography when you're finished and then turn instant formatting back on. It's up to you. Also in the option here, bibliography, you can configure your bibliography as well. So you can link in text citations to reference if you require. Go to layout. You can change your fonts, your font size, your text format, even your indents. So it gives you total control over your reference style. And there you go. Reference 1 and reference 2 in alphabetical order, which Harvard has to be. But what I'll do next is I'm creating a new document quickly, and I want to show you another option here, which is MHRA, which is humanities style. Now I had a bit of a problem with this when I was trying to do it the other day. Let me show you what I mean. So let's first create something to cite. That will do. Hello testing. So I go to document elements and I need to create a footnote. So select footnote, as humanities is footnoting. I've got a cursor at the bottom. I'll go back to EndNote and choose which reference I want. I should just use that. Then I'm going to click the option there to insert the citation to the footnote. Now that's all fine so far, but if I click bibliography, turn instant formatting on, and you'll see what it does at the top here. It duplicates it, and that was a bit of a pain because you had to keep deleting it. So what I had to do was, let's go back up again, and I'm going to delete that reference again and start from scratch. I've had to edit the actual style, so if I go back to EndNote, go up to the ribbon at the top and select Edit. I want to scroll down to Output Styles, and Output Styles, and select Open Style Manager. See the one highlighted? That's the one I want to edit, so select the Edit button. And then scroll down to the options where it says Footnotes and select Templates. Make sure using footnote format is selected, which it should be for humanities anyway, but untick include citations in bibliography. And when using a short form, include the title field only when needed to disambiguate a citation. Make sure they're both unticked. You see underneath the styles they're using for that reference. Now, click close. It's going to ask me to save it, so I'm going to click save, and it's done. Now try. Close that window. Go back to Word 2011 and do the same thing again. So, I need to select a footnote. As you can see at the top and the bottom, I now need to insert the citation I want. Smith again, insert citation, and there's my reference at the bottom, and you can see there's no duplicate at the top. Perfect footnoting. So let's do a second one. Again, footnote it. Back to EndNote. This time I'll go to Yale. Select the reference you want and click insert. And there you go. 1, 2, top, bottom. Perfect. So just remember to do that. You might have to edit it to see how you get on with that. Also, this little toolbar, you've got citations, so you can edit and manage citations. So if you tap that, it shows all your citations that you've actually added in your references, so then you can edit them. For example, click here, you can edit library reference, you can remove the citation, insert it, or update my library. I'm going to click OK, because one thing I didn't show you, which I'm going to show you now, I'm going to click on and change it to Harvard, and then I'm going to scroll down, Command A, and get rid of that. So let's just say you did a reference in Harvard. So this is a book, and it's a direct quote, then you put it in your quotes when required. Now I've got Harvard, so if I click back to EndNote and I want to use that reference, and I'm going to insert the reference. Okay, fine, but if it's a direct quote, then you might need to put the page number from a book into your citation, no problem. Click into your citation, do a right click, 2-finger tap or control right click, edit citation, and select more at the bottom. In suffix, I always do a space, page dot, and add your page number in, as so. Click OK, and then see your page numbers added to your citation as well. Also, depending on your reference style, if it's a book you might need brackets around the ear, you can change that in the output styles, which I showed you earlier as well. Also in citation, you can insert a note if you're required to help you remember anything. Also insert figures if you need to. Also on the right, we've got bibliography, which I've shown you turn instant formatting off and on. You can configure your instant formatting as well, so you can scan for temporary citations every 30 seconds and check for citation changes. Also tools, you can edit your library references, convert to unformatted citation, or convert to plain text. So if I click convert to plain text, I can save that just as plain text and not in citation format. So now I can just click into it and edit, do what I want with it. I'm not going to save that and go back to the original one. Also in tools, you can export for travelling library if you need it. You've also got a help option there, which is really helpful, and it shows you how to use the output styles option, which I showed you earlier. Click back to word processor. By the way, if you can't find the style you want, you can go to select another style. If you still can't find the one you want, then open up Safari and type in EndNote output styles. Select the link, scroll down, then find the one you want and download it. Another great option while we're here, go back. If you can't find the reference you're specifically looking, you can go externally to a website, find out what you're looking for. I'll just choose wellcat.org for this. Click continue, select the source you're looking for, book, type in a book. I just gently put in health. Scroll down, find the source you require, click on it. This window pops up. Top right hand corner, you've got an option called Cite Export. Tap that once and you can see it gives you an option of reference there. There's APA Psychology, Harvard General. But I want you to select Export to EndNote and Reference Manager. Tap that once to download it. And there you go. That'll be in my download folder. I think I've got a couple in there now. I'll close that window. So I can go back to EndNote. So click 7. So I need to import that into my EndNote. So click File, Import, and there it is. There's the one I want. Now make sure import options are on Reference Manager. If you haven't got it on Reference Manager, it won't work depending on what format you're using. Make sure you've got it on RIS Reference Manager. Duplicates import or text translation is up to you, but I'll put none. Click import and it's done. You can see it's been imported here on the left now. Now if I double tap that, and there's a reference material for that book, that quick, and then I can go to my Word, type in, and then I can cite my work by going to highlight the one I want and insert citation, and it's done. It does it on alphabetical order for you as well. And remember, if it's a direct quote from a book, you need to right click into the citation, edit citation, and click more. I'm just going to select citations and select insert citations, and you can actually search, find citations you want as well. So I'll click Smith and then give me information. Then I can choose which one I want to use and click insert from there as well. As simple as that. Really useful. You don't have to use this little toolbar. You can just use the tools options in the ribbon there and select it from there. But everything you get there anyway, you can access using this little toolbar, which is really useful. go back to EndNote a sec. So that's how easy it is to reference. Let me go back to my search criteria. Now I'm going to highlight all these because I don't want them, so you can select them all. I'm just going to use Shift to highlight the whole lot and click delete, and they're all gone. You can see they're in my trash there. Go back to my library, and I've still got mine stored here from earlier safely. So when I close, that will save into my library. As you see, I've downloaded a few books. I've got, this is a book document, so I've got that one there. Open it up, and you can see where it gives me the information abstract on that as well. I hope that was a help. Just one little tip: if you're using the integrated option and you're copying stuff, drag and dropping them into your folders, don't just delete everything that you've searched here, because it will also delete them out of your folders there. I always like to work in online view, then copy them over with the option there to copy into my local library, and then I can edit them and index them there if need be. But it depends how you want to work. I hope that was a help. Thanks for watching.